I'm so sorry. This is where we last left off. Me and Avery are holding hands, walking down the path of destruction. Isn't long till you once again find yourself in the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Okay, Kanika, looking cute. Ash, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Ash. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a stream roller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality until a few days ago? I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They suck you into illusionary dimensions and puppet your body like fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new days holds for all of us? That could be a little bit more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we found so far just wants to hurt us. We need magical beings that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? Though I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you could talk to animals? For real? When were you going to tell me? Wow, I'm gonna need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You, really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. Thank you, Avery. Literally the best boy. Supposed to see your mom's that point. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. Maybe one of us will discover our magical potential soon. That'd be neat. Well, I still think there's a rational explanation, you know, aliens. Ah! Your mom's totally a witch, right? Maybe she's the magical girl. No way. She's just a new age crystal and herbs lady. She's not... You don't think... She could be for real. Anything seems possible these days. But that would mean everything I thought I knew was wrong. And my whole life has been a lie. Everything you thought you knew was wrong. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe your life was a lie. But then now step forward to say, hey, anything is possible, and I'm not fucking stubborn, or I'm not too stubborn, or rooted in my own reality and nothing else exists. Maybe you will come around and actually be a little bit open-minded. Who knows? Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't be having all these existential crises. Is there someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella? Screw the general store, Mom can deal. Whoa, did I miss something? You good, Kanika? Just some family drama. I'm sure I'm going to take a sick day anyway. I don't want to infect the entire town with whatever cold this is. Instead, I'll just infect both of you, and whoever else we come across while looking for Stella. I think last night just pushed her over the edge. I've only known her for a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Usually she just changes the subject, but I guess this time she went up literally running. You're absolutely right. And as her friends, we can't let her be alone at a time like this. I've made that mistake before. Plus, she could get mobbed by those little weird creatures, or worse. Exactly, this is no time for anyone to be off on their own. Who knows what kind of weird stuff is out there? After the past couple of nights, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actual Bigfoots in the woods, just waiting to eat any human who wanders too far from civilization. Do Bigfoots thirst for human flesh? Is that some kind of common knowledge I wasn't keyed in on? I wouldn't be surprised, is all I'm saying. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. You know what she probably did? We probably should have went to the library. You make your way towards Stella House. The door is pristine as any old wooden door. No bloody handprints in sight, any telltale sign of Wayne absent. If something happened here, it didn't involve him, at least not at the front door. Kanika knocks anxiously at the door. It creaks open. What the fuck? The house is quiet, the world outside muffled as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable pug rushes to greet you at the door, and you have a feeling that no Stella is going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. Nobody's here, and I don't think Wayne came knocking at the front door. Yeah, I don't see any goop, but he could have come in through the back or a window. It'd be a really weird coincidence if the front door was open and someone broke in somewhere else. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Guess we won't know till we go inside. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go in. Cool, I'll be brave and go first. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. Aside from the corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect for someone as rough as tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. The boots here are old. She is still in grief over her parents' death. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. It doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that, and just be thankful that it doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's investigate the kitchen. Yikes. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, but about as much as you expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she just came home, grabbed some food, and left in a hurry, right? Did she have somewhere she needed to be? She didn't say she had something she had rushed off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed. But that was over 12 hours ago. I hope she would be home by now if that was the case. Is Stella the sort of person to stop back home to make a snack in the middle of a mental crisis? No. Yes. And it's comforting to think that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Let's investigate Stella's room. Good lord! Do you see this? Do you see Cthulhu over here? You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. No streaks of blood and pus that might belong to a certain phantom miner. He hasn't been here. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't in the coat rack at the other room. Stella's jacket is gone, the Letterman one. It wasn't on the rack in the other room, and it's not in here. She didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home last night. And it seemed like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything. Let's check her computer. I'm not sure what she's snooping on her computer. Is that invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into our house. The door was left wide open. I'm with Avery. What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer? Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desk is horrifically cluttered. Aww. It's her dad. There's simply too many files and folders fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Check our open tabs. Is this Discord? You could take all day to count the number of tabs in the browser, so numerous are her tabs so you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. The most recent open is the Uncle Kyle's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is something big is happening in Scarlet Hollow. Hey, everyone. Was out chasing a skunk sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have a good leads? Camera isn't shaking enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage is some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I've seen when I googled ditchlings in some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious, I got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something like to these animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Thread continues the next day. Hey, okay, so one, it isn't an ARG, I would never. And two, you're not gonna believe this, but when we went to the abandoned mine last night to investigate things, I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocker we managed to catch on tape. Tommy knockers real wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights, this is so fake. Can't believe I bought into River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are usually gonna sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, LOL doughy white boy things and now loud popping noises, this is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her or I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Thread ends. Wow, poor Stella. Remind me to never be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated till the day I die. You're a SoundCloud rapper, Avery? Let's check her search history. She hasn't visited any website since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, a furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. I don't think there are any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. Is Avery a plant boy? I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. She still does those cork boards things with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Alright, I don't think we're gonna find much here. Let's move on. Still life. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now. And we don't have an idea where she might have gone. I thought was overreacting this morning. I hope she was just sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? We should check Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. Hope nothing else happened after all we went home last night. We're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that haunted. Your mom said it was safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Ooh, library card. It's a little achievement. Morning light streams in through the library large windows. In the bright daylight, the library is once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of the Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghosts, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. Can't help but overhear the murmurings of intense conversation coming from the mayor's office, Or rather, the murmurings of intense animal conversation. Investigate the conversation. Start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but 2 of them, the Sheep's dogs and Basset Hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy. Pistol sits on a shelf nearby, wearily keeping an ear to the conversation. This sounds like you've all sorted this out. I'll see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things ain't sorted until this town is safe. Now, we may have gotten to the beginnings of the militia foreman. There's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy, I hear you. The last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing. The mayor pulls herself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh ho ho, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy. So you're the Scraps I heard so much about. The one and only. There he is, Daisy. And we've got a few other concerned locals with us, as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs at the holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. So they are! They're exaggerating, of course. While I've heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, is nothing humans in this town can't handle. It's no secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors, and it's just like them to jump at the first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office. Nobody's trying to run you out of anything. We're just trying to keep the critters of this town safe. How very noble of you. But that's exactly the line you feed the voters if you were trying to get rid of me. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me. I'm nothing special, just another dog. Don't be modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy. I'm well aware. Ooh? You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Just because you can sit and stay the best. As if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? She and her person are missing. Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think. Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? This is the cost of inaction. Gretchen is a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and do something? If you wait until you're the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. But what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about economy? Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy words you've heard the humans say? Of course I know what economy is. I know all about economyism. Oh, good. Because I never understood the look of when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was just made up word they yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing the game of trivia. Not in front of the speaker. I thought so. To answer your question, we did catch Whiff right around here, and another near her house. I haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Let me know if you smell her around town, okay? Of course, Gretchen and now are top priority. Any dog that goes missing must be found, but especially her. She's a pillar of the dog community. She's been around longer than any of us. I look up to her. I won't be able to rest easy until I know she's safe at home. Mr. Mayor, you should listen to Daisy and Scraps on this one. There won't be an anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in this town is taken by ditchlings. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog ears, Jimmy. If you're not going to help, at least you can do is not blow smoke up the speaker's ass. I suppose you're right, Daisy. This was just a waste of time, but I need to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the "I'll told you so" for later. Let's go rally the others. The towns won't save itself. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. They quickly turn the corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you in the lobby. I took a peek in there. It's just a room. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of that conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You just have to hire Ash as a translator. You will be the best bet in the country with someone like that on your staff. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. I mean, it is a library. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other, like, a lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. The hallways really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives are about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Please, come on in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep on our own house last night. Though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. Mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. How's Tabitha this morning? There's a strike at the mine, so she's a little busy. A strike? That can't have been pleasant for her to wake up to, today of all days. On the one hand, I feel like she had this coming, and I'm glad workers are demanding to be treated better, but at the same time, I kinda feel bad for her. Never thought I'd say that, but it's true. What she did last night was brave, and I wonder how much of the way she's been running that place was really Pearl Ann's doing. There may be more to Tabitha than we all thought. Okay, Avery's best boy. Avery's best boy. Let's not get too optimistic. Shut the... So, what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night, and we're trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Nope, we have no clue where she's gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. Should have done a better job warning her. Shut up, Oscar. Stella was practically banging down your door to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you're going to be able to stop her. There's no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. She didn't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. It doesn't mean something bad happened. We should probably go to the priest. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. Sorry I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening to our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now, here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods plagued by angry ghosts. You think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the Hollow before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. Avery stares at you. Don't do that. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Ash got here. Kanika shoots Avery good. No, we're not throwing Ash under the bus. He's not throwing me under the bus. There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst. There's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag Ash into a witch hunt on my watch. Okay. I like to think we outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone Ash magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be the lost Scarlet finally coming back to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Ash getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl Land died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she got to town. Not to mention, I started seeing some things in the house before Pearl Land passed. I think. I never thought to make note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there is a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there were ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Make sure Pixel stays inside or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. To each their own. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. Are we sure ghosts are really gone? I have a reason to believe so. There wasn't so much as a creaking door or a mysterious draft all night. And I certainly hope this isn't wishful thinking, given the toll it seemed to take on Tabitha last night. You're so brave for sleeping in here. I would have left and set the place on fire behind me if I were in your shoes. No matter if someone wound up putting it to rest. I suppose it felt good I'd done enough running. I've seen the worst it could go, and I was willing to risk it if it means Rosalina wouldn't spend another night sleeping on a cot in the back room of a library. We've been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but ooh. Give me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Ash. Ash, didn't you say you felt something similar in the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? If that doesn't mean something as weird's about to happen there too, it does. Uh-oh, losing the only doctor's office in town seems like it would be bad. Here's to hoping we're sorting things out before that becomes an issue. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never part of the house. But if we're all here, maybe we should go down and take a closer look at that carving seal, whatever it is. Oh, heck yeah. It'll be like checking out behind the scenes of a haunted house the morning after. I mean, I know you're joking, but that's literally what we'd be doing, right? Huh, now you mention it, yeah, but I guess that wasn't the best analogy. It's bad enough going into a haunted house and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. Can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of it either, but if we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things, I don't really think this is a good idea. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight, and I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. I couldn't agree more. After seeing everything you've done to keep my family safe the past 2 days, I'm not going to risk losing our home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. Oscar, I feel like this is a bad idea. What, you don't want to put yourselves in another potentially life-threatening situation? Not if I can help it. I'm not really hands-on kind of investigator. That's Stella's thing. You don't have to go down there with us. You can wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. And this is where we'll stop for the day. I'm sorry, y'all. The core recording's probably a little choppy or whatever, but I'm just really excited. Come back tomorrow for the next part. But seems like Stella is lost and we just finding clues of the house. Hope she doesn't die while we're fucking around here, whatever, but we'll see. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.